What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina, and so many of you all ask me how I get up every day and get everything done. Sometimes I still don't know. Even my 25-year-old sister tells me I make adulting look easy. Now, I'm honored. For those of you all that think YouTube is my main work, no ma'am, no sir. This was a hobby that became a successful business. Aside from that, I managed being an associate and tenured professor, a licensed clinical and school psychologist, a clinic director, a published researcher, mentor, committee member, consultant, board exam writer, podcaster, and much more. It's not easy, and I don't claim to be perfect, but I definitely make use of the time that I have available to me the best way I know how. So today I'm going to share some key ways that I've made things happen and some items that I've used along the way to help me plan, organize, fit in my self-care, and other important things in my daily life. If you all have some things that have helped you to cut down on the procrastination, don't be shy. Go ahead and share that with us down in the comments. And all items that I mentioned today can be found down below in the information section. Let's get it. While you're here, y'all, go ahead and thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and also subscribe. This helps the community to grow and flourish and helps me to continue to bring you the content you love. And some of you all said you haven't received your notifications, so make sure that you're also clicking that bell and choosing all the notifications so you know when I upload on Thursdays and some Sundays. Also, check the links in the description for my free new Dr. Nina's Mentorship Facebook group, which is a group of like-minded individuals looking to progress, grow, and support one another along the way. The Now That's Life podcast is about to go into season 2, so I suggest you go ahead and subscribe to the podcast on all your major podcasting platforms. All descriptions and links for that and my free supernatural video course are found below. Now, we know we need to get our butts up in the morning and stop pushing that dang on snooze button. Click like if snooze is your boo and you know how to push its buttons. Look, y'all, I'm guilty of this too, but we must make the most out of our days even when we don't have a consistent job. I make it harder to push snooze by making sure that my phone is far enough away that I still have to get up even slightly to be able to touch it. Yes, otherwise I will click and click some more until I wake up in a panic. But I make sure that I do the things that take most of my energy and do those early in my day. If I leave it for the end of the day, good luck getting it done. This is why I work out in the morning. Check my to-do list and prioritize what needs to get done early. When I just do it, I feel better. And when I feel that I only have the easier stuff left to do, then I feel more promising about my day and getting things accomplished. Next, honey, I get with that repetitive program. But life is not always dramatic, fun, or even exciting. Most times I do the same thing every day in order to master my time. I wake up around 6 a.m., read something encouraging for about 5 minutes, drink coffee, have a short chat with bae, arrange my to-do list, which I'll discuss later in this video, walk my dog, exercise, wash my face, shower, straighten my place, and get to the work. I meditate in between, chat with my friends and family, watch a show I love, prepare for my nighttime routine, and head to bed. And I eat in between, of course. As boring as it may seem, it still leads to a lot of productivity as well as some accomplishment and achievement and some efficiency. Through this, I also know my work habits. When it's best for me to get things done, which is morning for me. I know exactly what distracts me, and you should too. I know I work best with a little noise. I like alone time when I'm working, and I also need access to lighting that I can control. And daylight works best for me because I don't like overhead artificial lights. Do you know that much about your work routine? Write those things down. Y'all, I make time for me and what's important, and I don't feel guilty. Now, we can say we want to work out and build a regimen, but a lot of us spend hours looking at people on Instagram and Facebook that we claim to hate. I believe in the mighty power of the calendar. When I need to keep note of what I'm doing with my time, I take an hourly empty calendar and write down each and everything I'm doing with each hour in the day. And I've included a link to my free one for you to download. I analyze that calendar and I create one that makes me accountable for various things that need to happen in my day. It includes work, workouts, studying and skill building, social media time, self-care time, real family and friend time, and also healthy meal prep time. Meal prep specifically is one that has always taken time for me. But aside from batch meal prep, I've found different ways to cut down on my cooking time. And that's why I stick with HelloFresh, who's partnered with me to bring you guys today's video. First off, let me say HelloFresh donated over 2.5 million meals to charity in 2019. And this year they're stepping up their game even more more because of the COVID crisis. HelloFresh delivers fresh ingredients and instructions direct to your door that help you to prepare 5-star meals like you a chef or something. Also break you out of the same old recipes. The meals give you a little break from meal prepping and planning because you don't have to remember everything. For me, it's the less meal prep and less food wasted. What's boss is that there's low-calorie, vegetarian, and even family meals. And I save time in my schedule, which is important to me because each meal takes only 20 to 30 minutes. I can change my delivery days, my preferences, and skip a week when I need to. Use my code 80DrNina to get a total of $80 off, including free shipping on your first box with purchase. Go to HelloFresh.com to redeem and for more details. Overall, just make sure you learn how to make things simpler for you and invest in those things that make your day smoother. And don't feel guilty. This is going to add to being more efficient and effective in what you need to achieve. Now, I mentioned making a to-do list, and y'all, this is essential. Not just because it's good to know what to do, but because it lowers my crazy anxiety. When I dump things off onto that list, I feel less pressure and also like the items that I need to remember or save. I also break larger tasks into smaller tasks, which leads me to less procrastination. When you see a task that's too large to complete, you avoid it. When it's a smaller chunk of that goal and a little less to handle, you're more likely to take a swing at it. But it can't be any to-do list. You gotta have a method to the madness. I mainly use my to-do list book, which is linked down below in my Amazon shop. As I write, I tend to make a lot of mental notes and it helps me to remember things. I tend to go from more important to less important and more simple tasks. This is basically using what's called the 80-20 rule. I know the most important 20% of my work that takes more of my time and concentration, while I try to cut down on the other 80% that doesn't take as much. And this also cuts down on pointless and inefficient multitasking, which you don't always have to be doing. And I also like apps like the built-in notes apps that just comes on your phone. I don't have to get super fancy. And I also keep a separate list on my calendar app. This way I'm able to input dates when things are due. I usually put them in for a day or two before they're due so that I'm more prepared and I have a little bit more time to focus on those things and fine tune them. Now, none of these lists are for my goals and objectives. I save those for my journals and things. This should simply be for those broken down tasks that add up to your greater goals that help you achieve what you need to overall. And I like to write these the night before or first thing in the morning. Sometimes the night before because it eases some of your anxiety about what's to come the next day, or first thing in the morning because you know what you need to work on and you can pace yourself throughout the day. And I limit myself to 3 to 5 major tasks per day and maybe some small ones in between. And I mark them off when they're complete. I use a green marker pen to indicate when tasks have been completed and don't have to move on to my next list, and a red one when I haven't completed something and it needs to move or shift to my next list. I have the marker pens that I use linked down below in my Amazon store. This is going to add to being more efficient and effective in what you need to achieve. And with all due respect, y'all, I protect my damn energy. I tend to what's most important in my life and to those who are important in my life. I'm all about amping up my spiritual growth, getting back into the things and the people that I enjoy, and growing my business. I try not to waste my time on people who waste my time. I build boundaries, and I even try to watch the time that I spend emailing people, texting people, calling people, and I try to set that up so that I have time for myself and for other things that need to get accomplished. And many of you all ask me, how do I function with my baby in here even in the mornings? And we even have boundaries. He has a life and so do I, so we can't be lovey-dovey and tending to each other's needs all day long. There is a divine balance. This involves saying no when necessary, setting up special uninterrupted time, and also prioritizing what's most necessary in order to keep the days on top. Now you need to figure out what's keeping you from being productive. Is it your phone, people calling you with distractions and mess? Y'all, you don't always have to be so accessible to everybody. Your immediate circle, the people who depend on you, of course, you want to make sure that you make a way for them to be able to contact you. But even in certain situations, in 30 minutes, 45 minutes of you needing some dedication and focus, the hope is that people won't harm themselves or die in between that time. I like to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb sometimes. Make people that you love aware that you will check your phone periodically throughout the day, but not all the time. And I tell you, people used to get mad at me about this, but they learn. And people really move by the way that you teach them to treat you. But is it social media? Limit your time on social media and time yourself. And I know iPhones even have a function where you're able to limit the amount of time that you spend or screen time that you spend on certain websites. Maybe you need to enact that. I I've actually said to myself on breaks, you get a 10-minute scroll, then you need to put the phone down. Is it knowing how to break up your day properly? Or is it people and things that always disrupt you? I find it easier to break down tasks that are physically demanding or take a lot of my time. If I have 5 hours of work to do for school, for the community, for YouTube, for work, for my podcast, whatever it is, I may sit down with small breaks in between and get that done for about 3 hours. And then I'll take a longer break doing something totally unrelated. That can be something that's just self-care or something that I just enjoy to take my mind off. And then I'm really ready to get back into those last 2 hours and finish out what I need to. This keeps me interested, and it also gives me a little time to check in on people and do other things that I want to. And it also keeps me from getting overwhelmed and overworked. And you might just want to build in a few meditation or stretch breaks. It gives your mind a rest and helps you feel better. I also give myself small rewards for completing big tasks. Now, this might be that 10-minute social media break where you get to scroll to your heart's desire for a little while for completing some of your tasks. This might be the chance that you get to look forward to your afternoon coffee and give your day a boost. It doesn't have to be big, but it can make you feel good about getting things done in your day. We also have to be real with ourselves. If something is harder than you expected, take some time and break it down into smaller tasks. Ask for help if you need it, and return to it later when your mind is more fresh and sharp. Now look, y'all, things will go wrong and plans will not always go as you expect them, but get flexible with knowing this. And the same thing goes for self-care. Yeah, I take a lot of care of myself. I have to, okay? It's either me or nobody else. But I don't spend hours upon hours doing this, y'all. But I am efficient, and I do realize that I get one temple, and I do prioritize my time in taking care of it. I allow myself a bit of time, whether it's 3 times a week at 30 minutes per self-care session or 10 minutes a day. I'm able to take care of myself and get done with what I need to, whether it's shaving my legs, a pamper routine, de-ashifying my body, or anything else. I factor in small times that add up to give me my best results. Now, y'all, I hope this video has been beneficial for you guys and that you can learn how to be even more effective and efficient with your time. If there's any tips that you all have, make sure that you leave them down below in the comment section. So make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll. Peace. Special thanks to Jason Bowie of Trinity Media Solutions for co-producing and filming today's video. His information can be found down below in the information section. Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.